We welcome in the man who was responsible for one of the greatest wins in BYU basketball history. Played a huge role that night. Eric Mika is back with us in Studio B.
Fun game.
Oh, man.
Everyone still asks me about it. It's everyone's favorite
How can it not be?
For me.
Like, that was unbelievable. Undefeated, number one. Down
Senior night.
Gonzaga. Senior night.
At their place.
Again.
I played 2 or 3 seasons ago in Serbia. And Josh Perkins was
point guard for
guard.
that team.
Yeah, and we were close. We were roommates on the road a lot of times. And
he's a good dude,
He's still, great dude. Still mad about it, which is awesome. So Josh, if you're listening, sorry. Sorry I had to put you on blast on TV, but
there's like maybe 2 to 3 games as athletes that we play that we remember, and we remember. When I say remember, like we remember the details. Like I remember what I ate the morning that we played Oklahoma and beat them, because that was the big game for me. Is that game similar to you?
It was in some ways. I couldn't tell you what I ate, but I mean I remember every detail of the game. I remember after the game. I remember flying back to Provo. Like it was awesome. Just because it's been brought up so many times, you replay it in your mind so many times, and great moment, special moment for that team, and I mean, I'll never forget.
Did you guys have fans waiting at the airport?
We did. Yeah, it was like 2, 3 in the morning, and there were hundreds of people. It was awesome.
I think that was the best.
Oh man,
the best part was the fans with signs, and I was like, "How'd you guys make these so fast?"
Right.
Yeah.
Arts and crafts, just ready to go.
Absolutely. Your life's changed a little bit since then.
A lot of it.
Okay. True. Okay. It's changed a lot. Yeah. I say that tongue in cheek, but my gosh, you and your wife, Gabby, just had your second child. Congratulations.
We did. Thank you. Appreciate it.
How is it again?
It's great. The second time around is a lot easier. I mean, knock on wood, but it's going well. My wife said she's a champion. She's a warrior. She's recovering great. Holding down the fort while I'm running around doing stuff like this and still working out. Got to stay in shape because I have some stuff coming up. But it's been great. It was a wild thing when the first or the second night, we left our room, and our new son, his name is Matthias. Matthias was crying. I left that room, and then I went upstairs, and Johannes was crying. So going from one room where there was a crying baby to a second room where there was another crying baby was a bit surreal, but I mean, it's been amazing.
That's incredible. Johannes he's a character, man.
He is. He's a character. You saw him down in Vegas. That guy just rules whatever room he walks in.
He is the most social toddler that maybe I've ever met. And I have some social kids.
No, he's one of a kind. He's hilarious. He loves the crowd, loves all the energy, feeds off it. He's a lot of fun.
It's fantastic, man. And sincere congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you.
If she's watching, Gabby, he gave you a shout out.
She'll watch eventually.
You deserve this for sure. Okay, we were talking a few weeks back, and you said, you informed me you're starting this new podcast.
Yeah.
And I got super fascinated by it because I feel like it's not a topic that has really been addressed a ton.
Right.
And that is, and you can go into detail here, but essentially, what do athletes do after they're done playing the sport that they have grown to love and it has become such a part of life? When that ends, well, now what?
Right.
And that's kind of a tricky, scary area for some guys that have only known that.
Yeah.
So first of all, what made you want to do that? And, what are the nuances of this thing?
Yeah, so, I mean, the first thing I'd say is there are resources, right? Like your parents usually being one. My parents were one. I'm sure they were trying to get me to do these things. And going to camps and clinics in high school and college, you have career counselors. You have lots of resources, right? I just think sometimes you need someone that speaks the same language, that's been through the exact same things you've been through. Maybe it's someone that you look up to on the playing field that will relay that message in a way that's a bit easier to receive as like a kid, because you just don't listen as a kid, at least not enough. So I just wanted to be that resource that kids can listen to and can relate to, that, they understand maybe the language a little bit better because, it's coming from other athletes that have done it. But basically what happened, Chad is like so sick of me just pinging him all the time and also dragging him into all these stories that I'm telling. But Chad was really the catalyst. He came down to an Ignite game in Henderson in January. He was going to a Chiefs-Raiders game, I think the next day or the day after.
And you're still playing in the G League for the Ignite.
Yeah, we'll head back there this next year.
Okay.
And he came to the game the night before the football game, and we had like an hour and a half, 2-hour conversation on the phone the next day, just kind of catching up. And he was asking me like, hey, what's next? I know like you're playing and you found this niche and it's awesome, but like, what are you doing about when you're done? Because you're one injury, you're one, contract, you're one something happening at home from being away, while you're away from being done, right? So what are you doing about it now? And I was like, nothing, I kind of ebbed and flowed throughout my career, like really caring about it and doing research and being worried about it, getting anxiety and then going, well, no, I'll be fine. I don't care. I'll figure something out when it comes. But when he kind of challenged me to like start doing something, I did. So I got an internship in February. I met with this VC firm, connections to BYU. So I used my network. I got them to basically let me in the door with no experience, which was, I'm very, very grateful for. And I started in April. The short G League season allowed me to do that. And so I did 10 weeks with them. That's Pelion Ventures in Cottonwood. And, something that is so outside of my wheelhouse, like completely different. I was starting from absolute zero as far as knowledge and experience and know-how. And so it was uncomfortable. But after a week, I was like, I should have been doing this way earlier, right? And a lot of people do, right? A lot of people have done a better job of it. But for me, I was like, I should have been doing this out of high school. I should have been doing it while I was in college. I should have been doing it earlier than after my 6th year pro. And so I kind of, happenstance ran into this podcasting team that was building something that edits and produces podcasts using AI. And they said, hey, do a podcast for us. So I thought about it and I was like, why not talk about where I am now in my journey and what I wish I would have done, what I would tell myself if I could go back in time, and then meet with other athletes that have done it or that are doing it the right way, what they're telling their kids, what they're telling, the youth that they come in touch with, and see if we can be that resource that bridges the gap between former athletes, current athletes, and younger athletes that are aspiring to be the very best, but in reality, the numbers are against them, right? They need to start thinking about other things and cultivating another side to their life at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because no matter what, every student athlete, every athletic student, every athletic student thinks they're going to the league, right? Like I'm going to the NBA, I'm going to the NFL, and I think we're just so consumed with that goal that like there is no other reality for us, right? Like this is our reality. It's make or break. And then you kind of even think to yourself, well, if I do have a plan B, maybe I'm not confident in myself. Yeah. Right.
I'm not giving it my all to plan A.
Right. Exactly. So I'm just gonna not focus on that and then just focus on going to the league. But what's also interesting is Chad Lewis is the one who kind of sparked it for you. If that was some random guy or a random person, that you couldn't relate to, you would probably just brush it off, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the really cool dynamic of having some of these people on is they've done it or they're currently doing it. And I think young athletes will listen to them, right? I would love if they listen to me too, but we're bringing other people so that they can hear these same stories that I'm, blessed and grateful to have. I have unbelievable mentors and some really cool friends that are doing amazing things on and off the field, on and off the court. And so I just want these conversations to not be private. I want them to be public to all athletes.
Yeah, what I love about it is you're kind of the bridge right here. You're kind of experiencing the transition a little bit, right? It's coming soon.
Yes, unfortunately,
right?
Yes.
No, I mean, and soon is relative. It's however many years you still want to keep playing, but you're kind of in that middle ground.
Yeah.
You're talking to guys that have already transitioned onto something else, and your audience is, the guys that are still very much in it chasing a dream, right?
Well, and people that, look forward to that down the road, right?
Yes.
Like high school athletes that think they're going to make it to college even, like that next step. And I'm part of the audience too. Like we've done 13 episodes. I think we're trying to do 25 for our first season, right? And we'll have those done probably by the end of the summer. And I'm learning things, like it's helping me figure out my path and what I'm going to do to set myself up. So if it's helping me, I like to imagine that it's helping, younger athletes as well.
It's called Now for Later.
Now for Later, yeah.
It debuts on July 17th.
Yes. So we actually have an episode 0 out right now, which is me, my story, my journey, what what I've done up to this point professionally and in school. You know, the parts I wish I would have changed, at least preparing, right? And then the 17th, we'll start releasing weekly with our guests, which will be a lot of fun.
Could you, this is a vision I have for you. Could you foresee this turning into like a little agency or a business where you actually, you know, bring on athletes and help them through that journey?
I think that's a ways down the road. It'd take an even bigger commitment, obviously. We have, you know, my team and I have talked about that, though, you know, finding a way to turn this into a platform where we connect current athletes, whether they're high school or college or even pro, that maybe haven't started some of these things, and connect them with a specific athlete. So if you're on the women's soccer team right now and you're studying engineering or you're interested in engineering, we literally find you a pro that has done that same thing, that has made that transition, that has done, you know, both sides of it and balanced it and figured it out. I think something like that would be cool. But we've only just ideated a little bit.
Now, I don't know how much you want to reveal at this point, but
all of it.
Okay.
No, we're not hiding anything.
Okay.
We're going to start posting, and it's going to be everywhere.
Who's on the guest list?
So we've met with John Stockton, Harrison Barnes, Avery Bradley, Kyle Van Noy, Jeremy Jones, a snowboarder. I don't know. I'm not a snowboarding person, so I didn't really know who he was.
I recognize the name.
I did the research, and like the guy's incredible. Like he really like revolutionized modern day snowboarding, like what it is now. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously Chad Lewis. You know, some really big names. We have yeses from Steve Young. We've had to cancel a couple times. He's apparently a busy guy.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
We know about that.
Some very busy people. So we have yeses from him. We have yeses from Darren Williams, from Sean Johnson, from Michaela Skinner.
Fantastic.
We have a lot of yeses. It's working with their schedules, figuring out what works best for them. Because at the end of the day, like they're very busy. They're trying to balance their lives as well. But what's cool for me and what we're really trying to do is sprinkle in like the realistic stories. Like, and I don't want to downplay like these people's careers as professionals as well, but like the realistic stories where maybe you thought about pursuing college soccer, but you decided not to, you did something else, right? And then now you're crushing it. One of those is mixed in there. Or you did play college soccer, but you stopped early so that you could focus on school and go into finance. That's another story that we've had. Like, I want to make sure that we have this balance of, yeah, John Stockton has an incredible story, and some of his tidbits for life are great, and they're coming from John Stockton. But you're not going to be John Stockton. No one is. Like, I don't think anyone is ever going to be him or put up the numbers he did. Like, we're seeing that that's clear. You know, some of the things he's did will never be done again. So why not balance that out with somebody that had another really cool, you know, college, even sometimes professional career, but went a different route and then is crushing it in life at doing something else.
Outstanding. All right, we'll finish with this quick hitter.
Yeah.
BYU is now officially in the Big 12.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like the Big 12 basketball conference is like a pseudo G League, Aaron.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like I know it's not there yet, but
really, really
good. It's so
Yeah.
good. What's your number one bit of advice to BYU basketball to help them transition in to the toughest basketball conference in America?
I actually had Leanne Pope on the show. Amazing perspective.
Incredible personality.
Woo. Incredible personality
Awesome
and amazing
experience.
perspective.
Yes.
Dad was a coach. Brothers played and were coaches. Obviously, she's married to Mark, who studied the LSAT, the MCAT, and the GMAT while he was in the NBA.
He's
right?
unbelievable.
Like, talk about preparing now for later, right? Has daughters that are playing D1 sports. Anyways, and Leanne and I had this conversation. There's not a better coach, not a better family to lead BYU, I think, into the Big 12, because the bit of advice I have, and the word is patience, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's going to be growing pains. It's going to be hard because it's a really tough league. Like, I think Pope put it best when he was like, why not just invite the Boston Celtics, right? Like there's very, very good players. There's national championships, like recent national championships in there. So there are going to be growing pains. It's going to be hard, but like, it's all worth it, right? Everything that's worth it is going to be hard in the beginning. So it's going to take some time. We as a fan base and as alumni are going to have to be patient, but it's going to click. And when it does, it's going to bring the whole university to another level. It'll be really cool.
Take it from a man who has guarded Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, and LeBron James.
and LeBron.
I'd put LeBron first.
That's right, brother. Right. Great stuff. Hey, we're super stoked for you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Really,
Appreciate
really
it.
good stuff coming down the
help.
line, and we will be dialed in for sure.
Yes, yes.